Hi, everyone. Before we get to the episode, we want to take a moment to address the June 24th Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. This decision stripped away the legal right to have a safe and legal abortion.
Restricting access to comprehensive reproductive care, including abortion, threatens the health and independence of all Americans. This decision could also lead to the loss of other rights.
To learn more about what you can do to help, go to podvoices.help.
We encourage you to speak up, take care, and spread the word.
The link to podvoices.help will be in the details of this episode. Hey, y'all, I just wanted to tell you about a conference that you might want to be a part of. It's called BAHACON, and it's going to be August 26th through 28th. It's going to be right on the edge in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, and Port Huron, Michigan. And it's going to have some of your favorite speakers, Seth Andrews, Dan Barker, Annie Laurie Gaylor, our own Dave Warnock, Josh Bowen, Himit Mehta. So it's going to have a lot of people. And BAHA stands for Blue Water Atheists, Humanists, and Agnostics Conference. So I'm going to put the details right in the description, but if you can go to that, I think you'll enjoy meeting a lot of people who are just like you. So BAHACON, August 26th through 28th. Just go to Blue Water AHA for Atheists, Humanists, Agnostics.com. Welcome to Deconversion Therapy, and I think it's our fourth Kook-Off. So, first of all, I'm Karen.
I'm Bonnie, and I didn't get the pun of Kook-Off until maybe the second year.
We don't have to give everything away that's in our minds, Bonnie.
It's okay.
They think you're the smart one.
No, they don't.
Oh, what you are. If you guys don't know about us, Bonnie and I met when we were 1 year old, and we both grew up in the Southern Baptist Church, evangelicals, we're there all the time. You can go back and hear some of our history, but I just thought I'd throw it in there while I'm telling you to also please review us and maybe share our podcast with someone. We would appreciate that. And you can find all our socials and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, in the description. In the description on the podcast. They're all there.
There's so much. It is packed full. It's chocolate.
Karen tells me. So in the background, you're going to hear sirens and rain. So get excited.
What's going on? Just like
Florida.
A bad storm and every... exciting.
There's some thunder. Can you hear it? That's right.
Wow. Yeah, I have right now a 15-year-old dog trying to gum a dental bone right next to me, and a younger dog right outside the closed door just hoping the door evaporates and he can run in and grab it.
Some comedian said, like, nothing is more interesting than whatever is on the other side of a closed door to a dog.
That's exactly what is happening here. It's just excitement minute by minute over like my house. So let's see. I have for my person a faith healer.
For the listeners, explain what this is.
It is a podcast.
And maybe for me too. No.
And an episode. It's our annual Kook-Off, which... like a cook-off. But we team up two people against each other, the wackiest of the wacky, preachers, televangelists, whatever they are. And we just tell some information that each of us doesn't know about that said person. And then you guys get to vote who is the wackiest, who you want to marry, fuck, or kill. Is that it? Are we doing
That's gross.
That? Okay,
no.
Never mind.
Whose teeth do you want to lick?
Right. Just choose who you think is the wackiest. But I didn't know my guy. I don't, and I doubt you knew yours.
I did not know my guy either. I was Googling people, and I'm like, how come we never knew this guy?
That's the same with me, because there's too many guys.
I know, and I guess I don't realize how large our country is. If new ones can pop up anytime.
And there's so much money available that people are giving these people that it boggles me. I'm just thinking, damn it, why can't we just, why don't I have the personality to not feel bad about conning people?
I don't know, because that would be so great.
It's so simple.
So one of the guys we've talked about before, and we're not doing him in the kooks today, but Creflo Dollar recently has told people, hey, guess what? I was really wrong when I was asking you to send all your money as tithes. And when he asked for $65 million for a private jet or something like that.
They love them jets.
Well, and so everybody on the comments of things that they're posting with Creflo Dollar's, apology, they're like, when are you sending the refund check? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he didn't think that through, did he?
He didn't. No. And I heard that he also was saying that you're not giving if you're just giving from your savings, that God wants you to give from your living. Okay. So your grocery money, that is real faith. And I'm like, fuck you. That's horrible.
Well, I always say that about somebody who I work with. That they're generous when there's an abundance.
Right,
but,
exactly.
But if it's not an abundant time, it's like, oh, I better be careful.
Well, yeah. So just give all your money to us. We need a jet.
Yeah.
God, I haven't even flown forever, but who knows?
Get ready.
All right, let's go ahead and start our Kook-Off. You want to start with yours, Bonnie?
Yep, and I have a sound bite. It's not going to be the highest quality, but you don't need it because I'm going to tell you what the words are. All right, I'm preparing this here.
I hope it's in tongues.
For the 2022 Kook-Off, I've got a guy who's a televangelist, and he has a couple of things that he does. One, he does the faith healing kind of stuff like Benny Hinn, where he pulls people's legs and makes them longer and does the faith healing and people, oh my goodness, and are overcome and fall down. So he does that. And then the second thing that he does is sits on camera and talks to his, I guess, audience. And tells them to call in. And I'll tell you more about that later. Okay. But the thing that he's most known for... I just want to
make sure that we are not doing the same person who's going under two names, because they're con artists anyway, and they put on a different mask and two different names, because that's what mine is.
Well, this is Kerney Thomas.
What? Oh, shit. No, mine's different.
So this is Kerney Thomas. Kerney. So the thing you need to know about him is that he screams. And there's certain words that he screams every time. God is one, and now is one. So, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Those kind of words pop into sentences a lot when you're telling God to do something for someone now. And
but is Kerney short for kernel?
Like not. Corn? Like kernel? A kernel stuck in your tooth of corn?
Yep.
No, I don't think so, but you never know. And, of course, he speaks in tongues that sound just like when my mom makes gibberish sounds. Anyway, so here is your little sound bite, just so you get an idea. And I hope you guys look up things on YouTube like Best of Kerney Thomas. All right, here we go.
I know you love to talk about Pastor Kerney Thomas, but I want to let you know that I'm praying for God to bless you.
Shit. Right. Oh, my God.
That was the translation. I'm praying for God to bless you right now.
Holy crap. I'm going to have to adjust. I'm sure by the time you all hear this, I've adjusted The sound,
The levels.
volume on that. I wonder, it makes me think like, okay, I got to have a gimmick, guys. I got to have a gimmick. What's it going to be?
He sure has one. And so, like, comments under the YouTube video was like, oh, we used to get drunk in college and just watch this guy. I'm sure he'd be so excited to know he's reaching drunk college kids, but not in the way he wanted to.
Right.
So that's his whole shtick, is the screaming.
Pleasant.
And people have made mix-ups of it, on YouTube, but nothing's funnier than the raw, the raw screaming.
Yeah.
And he speaks in tongues. So
Well,
you think you're
excellent.
listening to what he's saying, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoop, he just slipped into tongues. Okay.
And doesn't matter.
No,
Right.
doesn't matter. I'll tell you what he does on his show after you give me yours.
Well, my guy, I sort of have heard of him, but I've never paid much attention to him. He is named Peter George Popoff. So, Peter Popoff.
Oh.
And he's German-born American televangelist. And, similar to yours, their legs growing. Now, they're not growing 6 inches. They always just grow like half an inch. It's fascinating. And there is the sitting facing the camera and talking. It's the whole deal. But Popoff's father preached at revival meetings in the United States, like in the 1960s.
The alliteration. Popoff's
what?
Papa preached.
Pop. And so the son also began making appearances as a preacher. And the son, this one, old Peter, was billed as the miracle boy evangelist. So all I'm picturing is like, and we have a tincture for the ladies, so they don't have cramps during periods. Like, I'm picturing tent revivals that aren't just straight Christianity. There's a lot of like bells and whistles and almost like a circus. Now we're bringing out the miracle boy.
Right.
And out pops Popoff.
And is he going to grow a new limb?
It's going to pop off and then he reattaches.
That's right.
So they even had like ads, for these tent revivals where it would just be, and the miracle boy. And it said that he was born in a West Berlin bomb shelter and had been rescued from a Siberian prison camp. All these things that I'm not sure have been proven. But his whole thing is that, he's going to heal the sick and he's going to foretell the future. And Bonnie, be prepared because
Another
this
prophet.
is a miracle boy.
Is he a man now? Like when boy band
No,
members?
that's the miraculous part. He is still, he's like this, he was born in 46. And for people like me who are really smart, that's anywhere from 60 to 80 years old now. Just a white guy with 14-year-old veneers, like really bright teeth. And
like Baby Billy.
yeah, from Righteous Gemstones. Yep.
All right.
So what is, go ahead, you do the first shot of the weirdness of yours.
Oh, the first one was the weirdness. Okay, so a lot of the teachings of Kerney Thomas revolve around, guess what? Faith and prosperity.
What?
So, televangelist. So he offers these prayer handkerchiefs and personal prayer packages as a point of contact with the people who he's
Nice.
talking to. Yeah.
Cotton? Is this velour?
I don't know, but let me tell you, it's like a way that he makes a miracle come into somebody's life, and they're colored red because of the blood of Jesus Christ and all that. So he sits on camera at this table. I don't know what the set must be like, but it's like just a tiny table, and he's got this giant collection, like maybe 3 or 4 inches of little squares of red fabric. So you don't get a proper handkerchief. You just get a square of fabric that somebody somewhere has cut into a little tiny pot holder size thing. So At one point, he's sitting there with all of his red handkerchiefs that he's going to give to people when they call in, and he gets all worked up, so he wipes his head with the big pile of them. So at some point, you might get one that has a dollop of sweat on there. So then, in one video, he gets angry, or riled up, I should say, and says, "I want you to call the toll-free number. Give me your name and address. Please follow my instructions." Why do it that way? Because that's the way God showed me how to tell you how to do it.
Because this ransom that I'm going to do on you will not work if not. How else can I send you a red cloth of Kerney juice?
That's how to do it. God showed me. My gosh. So, so that's kind of what his shtick is. You call the number, you give him your address, you get the red handkerchief, then you do something with it, and you send it back to them. And I don't know where the asking for money comes in. So maybe it's just an exchange of a handkerchief at first until he gets to know you better, and then he really sticks it to you. Yep. So that's his shtick.
Yeah, I have a similar shtick, but mine is better than your shtick because my guy has a whole table full of accoutrement that he sends out. He's switching up. He's jazzing and jipping and juping and I don't know. So I actually found a video of some guy, I think in Australia. It just shows his hands. He's like, let's see what I got from Popoff today. Can you believe this guy? And he opens that was a New York accent, by the way. He opens all these envelopes. And he's like, oh, look. Oh, it says it's going to send me healing doves. And guess what? I bet it is from the same cloth at discount wholesale cloth world that Kerney got, and they just cut out on felt little doves, and you get that in the envelope.
It was a little tiny fake dove.
It was one dimension.
Okay,
just a piece of felt, and then you cut out the shape of a dove, and they stick it in the envelope, so you have something useless in your house.
Yeah, that's shitty. They should have sent a feather.
They have nothing. They have all these different things, and the guy opens it, and it's a kind of thing where you get stickers that say prosperity, abundance.
Yeah.
And then there's another page, and it says, put the stickers on the matching thing. And it's the same thing, abundance, prosperity. So it's like a kid's manipulation booklet where you're just doing simple tasks.
Yeah.
But it's pages and pages. So it's really thick. It's all this stuff. But his claim to fame, especially now, is the spring water. Oh. And what he does is he gives a little plastic baggie, very small, and it has some water in it that is supposed to be blessings. And it's going to do a lot of things like that. And he says, I can see God leading people into new homes, new automobiles. God gives supernatural debt cancellation. And I'd like to send you miracle spring water.
Yeah.
So
and where's that from?
The water, it's Dasani. No, I'm sure it's like the office they rent, water tap or something.
When you said Dasani, I thought you were going to say it's dishonest. I bet.
And definitely.
I bet.
So it has these commercials, and you can watch them, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. But it has testimonials, and this one lady said, I took your holy water and put it in my son's shoes. I put it in his bed. I put it on his pillow. And my son joined the church and got saved, and he's still in church. And ready?
Yeah.
And then I got $3,800 in new furniture. It's wait, back up. How do you get the money? Were you happening at the same time to be going to work? Did you go and buy the furniture? So, and who knows how old the kid is, too. He's 10. He had to go. So all these like crazy little things that have to do with the water, but he sends out in every single one of his letters just little crappy doodads.
Yeah.
Where it sounds like Kerney is at least focused.
He doesn't really have much of a a choice there, or a selection. It's just all red handkerchiefs.
Do you think that there's a catalog, like that?
Uline.
I'm thinking of that trading company where you just get a bunch of little crappy things for
Hobby Lobby?
parties. Close. But I wonder if there's one for like televangelists.
Oh my gosh. No, I think they have to make up their own. I think that's why they feel like they're stricken. What's that word? No, they're persecuted.
Yeah,
that's we don't have just some catalog.
That's right. And
we've got to go to the Claire's jewelry department.
And do you know how hard it is to get in contact with our Chinese sweatshop that we may cut those red cloths?
No, but I think they could find a lot of stuff at Hobby Lobby, actually. They've got a lot of little tiny knickknacks.
They do?
Yeah. God, how do they take inventory there? They must have a lot of theft by children. Anyway... So that guy's miracles. Okay, so this guy's got miracles too. And like I said, some of them he does on the phone in front of a camera. Some of them not. But one of the ones that I really liked was he's talking to people and he says, okay, I'm going to pray on you. And then he screams, God, do this now. And then he does the shabba shabu and of the tongues and says to this woman or man, I can't remember what. He says, okay, are you feeling better now? And the guy on the phone goes, no. And he's like, are you sure? and then one woman had, I don't know, maybe a headache or something like that. And he said, all right, I'm going to make it. When do you want it to go away? And she goes, now. Right. And so he said, he does this
2 years
thing.
From now.
Right. And so he does this thing, speaks in the tongue, screams God's name and said, okay, how is it now? She goes, well, it comes and goes. He goes, I don't care about going and coming. All right. So some of the claims that he's made, and I couldn't find this one on video, is one that bathing in the olive oil soap can cure people of AIDS, cancer, and common aches and pains.
Whoa.
Other
I
miracles.
thought you were just going to say skin dryness, which I'm like, that's all right.
Nope. Oh, and I mean,
AIDS,
these are
like, where are you putting the soap? Okay. Go ahead.
And these people are calling in with really serious stuff. Like somebody called in and she's like, I've been HIV positive since I was born. And, then to me, the way that he, was like, okay, I'm going to pray for this right now. Like, yeah, he was praying for it, but maybe he should have just cut the camera off and been like, I'm not doing this one. That's kind of real.
Right.
Anyway, other miracles that he says have occurred in his ministry. Let's see. Delivery of unexpected payments. Oh, $3,800. Like your guy.
And furniture.
Right. For no reason. And the resolve of marital troubles. Okay. So there's one woman at a crusade claimed that she desperately needed a job and a separation from her abusive husband. So she calls Thomas and said 25 minutes later, she received a job offer from a security company that she hadn't even applied to. Okay.
Nope. You just realized you're the watch out for a drug cartel.
Like hiring managers are just actively
stand here if you see the cops.
Right. And
tell us.
So let's see. She also sometime later received news that her husband had been unexpectedly, quote, shipped back to Egypt and he couldn't return to the U.S. for 10 years. I like that.
That's the end of the hat?
Yeah. So
Kerney didn't get him back?
No, that was what her prayer was, to get separated from him because he was abusive.
Oh, I get it. Well, talking about your guy with his olive oil soap, curing everything, my guy does, the big, not arenas, but sort of, big services, and he likes to yell and do all his stuff too. And it's all about faith in God. So you have to have faith that you're being healed right then. And he tells people to get their medications out and throw them into the aisle.
Well, I hope they get them back later.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I wish people could sue because, a lot of the people, one, he's telling children and parents and all this stuff, you're healed, go out with the faith that you're healed. So people aren't going to the doctor. They're not taking their medication. They're doing all this stuff. And people have died from these televangelists and them just believing and not seeking or getting the medical help they fucking need.
Well, I hope not. I hope they were smart enough to go, I have a little doubt.
No.
Grab their bottle of pills.
It. They just have to be like they open the bottles and throw the pills onto yeah. And that janitor is piped up in the afternoon. Yeah. Okay, but here's another fun one. In 1985, a year you and I know very well, Popoff decided to start getting donations because he wanted to provide, and this sounds like a great idea and a crazy idea, all that, but people got sucked into this. Think of 1985. He wants to provide Bibles to the citizens in the Soviet Union by attaching them to helium-filled balloons and floating them into the country.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
People, everyone's like, we're on board. We're going to help you buy balloons, helium. We've got it all. And soon then afterwards, they were skeptics because they weren't hearing about any Bibles or balloons popping in the Russian area and Bibles falling and hitting people in the head. So they were like, okay, can you prove that all that money you just collected was in fact spent on Bibles and balloons? And that's when
Bibles and balloons.
That's when Popoff staged a burglary at his own headquarters.
Of what? Balloons?
That he said all that money that he could not prove went to Bibles and balloons because before he could do that, he got robbed.
Oh.
So all that money disappeared, and he said it was because of a burglary, but it was him staging a burglary. And so on, broadcasts after that, he began to cry and begged for donations to help repair the damage to his headquarters.
Oh, okay.
So,
So there were headquarters damaged. Okay.
The headquarters was damaged. The money was missing. It was, it's almost like God wasn't protecting him in any way.
That's weird. God usually really protects these kind of guys.
I mean, and the whole balloon thing, they didn't find a bunch of balloons. It's weird.
They didn't find a whole bunch of non just leave ballons. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Mr. Colonel here, Kerney, says a couple things about marriage that I enjoyed. And this one is on video, so if you guys want to find it, it's all there for you to watch.
I'll put these on our website, deconversiontherapypodcast.com. We're putting up notes and different things to each episode, so I'll put some videos up there.
Yeah, you'll enjoy this. So he's walking around preaching to people, of course on camera, as always, and says the number one cause of marriage problems in America is the lack of money. And he's like, how many of you guys know no money, no honey?
Yeah.
And
all right.
Then he says, it's hard to make money when you're broke. Saying I'm going to live off love. Baby, that don't last for 30 seconds. And then he rethinks it. Maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Because he's trying to make it more reasonable.
So his other marriage advice that he gives in a different video is he goes through like every possible relative that's a man in your life that could be cheating on some, like, if your son-in-law is cheating on your daughter, he has to like think of where the pairs are.
Right.
If your son's cheating on the daughter-in-law, if your husband-in-law, whatever. So his advice is, if he's cheating on you with a woman that's uglier than you, you know that ain't God. That's the devil.
What?
I know. It's just
So if the mistress is prettier, is that God?
Apparently. Oh my gosh. It's just so funny because you think, well, okay, maybe he wouldn't let that piece get on camera and distribute it. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just vomiting out ideas.
No money, no honey. Well, you're welcome.
Isn't that called
Excuse
prostitution?
Me, Ray, can you just ship me back to Egypt, please?
This is my mistress, Natasha. She's so beautiful. God gave her to me. Well, then I'll end this on something that I had no idea about, and I'd love to do maybe an episode on the Incredible Randy. I'd heard about him.
Sorry. The Incredible Randy.
The Incredible Randy. James Randy. He was like a Houdini wannabe, but he was very good at it. And he would do all these tricks and different things. People loved him. But he also got really irritated when he saw different people using magic or hypnotism or religious, quote, magic to manipulate people. Like he's like, this is for entertainment.
Oh, so he was pure.
He was a purist.
Okay. All right.
Very pure. And he would get really annoyed. So he would try and, like, there was this whole thing that he tried to disprove Uri Geller at the time, who's this mentalist guy that would be on all the talk shows, who would bend spoons with his mind and all that. So the Incredible Randy would go on those same shows and do it too. Even Barbara Walters was like, oh, crap, I thought it was real,
Wait, the bending of the spoons isn't real?
It bends, but it's a trick. And so
Incredible Randy
was like...
Incredible Randy.
So Incredible Randy decides, you know what? I've heard about this frickin' Popoff guy. And I'm going to see what he's doing, how he's doing this. Because what Popoff does is he's in a big audience and he's like, okay, there's someone here. Let me see, Bonnie Buttlicker. And you would stand up and be like, oh my gosh, it's me. And he's like, 423 Senate Drive. And you would be like, yes, God's telling me, your left ear, you're going to hear better in it, all this stuff. And so people would just be mesmerized and all that. So they decided...
Because he could hack into medical records?
But he would do it, like, just right in front of everyone. So they went in and they started, Randy and his team, to disprove and figure out things. So he had one guy who dressed up as a security guy and would be backstage. He had another few in the audience. So one of the ones in the audience had noticed a very, very tiny black spot in Popoff's ear. And he's like, I think someone is feeding him this information from backstage. So here he comes, the guy who they dress up like a security guard, and he has a walkie-talkie with him. But what he does is he just keeps going through all the channels to see if he can pick up a frequency of who's talking to Popoff. And they have the recording, and you just hear these footsteps, and then you hear Popoff's wife going, I hope you can hear me. Okay, third row on the right. Emily, no, a little more to the right. Emily Smith leukemia, whatever it is. And
How'd she find that out?
because at the beginning, they ask everyone to fill out prayer request
I knew it.
So everyone comes in and it's just like name, address, all that. And I mean, they would be specific with the address. And then whatever they're going through. And all these people would just stand up in amazement. And it's so sad because there'd be like these older ladies running up when their name was called, like they just won $1 million, crying because they've
on the
been
Price is
tortured.
Right.
It's exactly what it
Amazing
looks like.
Randy. I'm sorry. Is it Amazing Randy?
No, it's Popoff.
No. Right. Sorry.
They run up to Popoff.
Sorry, Randy.
So the Amazing Randy guy that he sent there to be a security guard picked it up and recorded it on the frequency of the wife giving all this information.
It's so sad.
And they also ended up having someone in the audience, a woman ended up getting like uterine cancer healed or whatever. And Popoff told, I feel that there's something here and I think you've got a uterine thing and we're going to heal it. Well, it was one of Popoff's guys dressed as a woman. So
What?
Popoff cured a man of uterine cancer.
He cured a man of uterus.
They were
Oh my
just
God.
trying to debunk this guy. So they debunked him, but then guess how, and I think you're going to like this, guess how they proved him, or no, how they announced, because a lot of people in the country knew who this guy was, Popoff, because he was on, he had been on BET. I never understand why they let white televangelists on Black Entertainment Network in the first place, but so
That's where
a lot of his
Kerney.
audience,
That's where Kerney's show is.
yeah, I guess it was just a money-making situation then. But so the Amazing Randy was already famous nationally, and he would end up on different shows. So he went on the Johnny Carson show, and they're talking about stuff, and then Johnny's like, I hear you disprove people and you don't like this. He goes, yeah. In fact, listen to this. And he plays the recording and says
my God.
what happened at the Popoff thing. He's like, a lot of you have heard of this guy. And that's what we found. And Johnny Carson goes, does he know that you were there and that you know this? And Amazing Randy goes, no, but he does now.
Oh my
And so
gosh.
it's like this huge news. It was all over the newspapers. And I'm like, that's some chutzpah to go on national television and reveal a televangelist right there live.
Yeah.
And so everyone thought that would be the end of
Oh, no.
Popoff.
Popoff must have
Oh.
sued him for recording it.
No.
No?
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, what would they do? They'll just dig in more and just be like, But sadly, George Popoff and his wife are still around, and they're still bilking people. And now, the miracle water is their main shtick. But still have a
gosh.
TV show, still have ministry. You can still find them on Facebook.
Did you see
It's-
the piece on Johnny Carson?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, I can't wait. Okay.
And Johnny Carson was even like a little either scared of what was being announced, like, oh, this just dropped right now, or, sort of the expression of, did you get this guy type thing. I can't tell, but I'll send it and I'll put it on our website. But
Wow.
that's George Popoff. I mean, Peter George Popoff.
Peter George and the Amazing Randy. All right. I can't wait to look up Randy.
All right. Well, that's our 4th annual Kook-Off. You guys can tell us on Instagram or, any other ways you can get in touch with us. Who you think is the craziest? And please, if you've ever gotten mail from these people, because they love those, what are they, marketing funnels please.
I don't know. They're red handkerchiefs.
We have our own P.O. box. It'll be in the description. If you saved any of that crap, mail it to us, and we'll do like a video of all this stuff.
And then we'll
love it.
mail you a pen. And then with that pen, you can write your name and address down, because that's like how God told me to tell you to do it.
Now!
Oh, man. I don't even want to imitate how he does it, because it's not nice to the microphone or your ears.
It's not. It's unpleasant.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go make my legs grow.
Okay. Just one.
That's right.
Just one.
And get my olive oil soap to cure my attitude. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.